It's these subjects. I mean, because I'm feeling it right now, and I could tell you from this. I mean, sincerity to my heart, the things that I'm hearing that you've gone through and you've overcome. I'm telling you, you're one in a million. Because a lot of people could not go through the mental, the mental stress, the mental devastation of dealing with this. Now, you not only did that, you took it and created a 501c3 to make sure you raise money, you raise awareness, and educate other people on the conditions of SIDS.
Yeah, but you know what? We can do that. The problem is, you know, when I was younger, my mom and I have come a really long way. And my mom um, had me very young when she was 19, and she learned a lot of things. And I wish she wouldn't have learned them. Like, she used to tell me she wished I was never born. Her life would be so much better without, because it's hard taking care of kids. I mean, especially when you have five. And my mom and I have worked through those things, and I said to my mom, those things were debilitating because I did try to kill myself. My dad killed himself. I mean, why wouldn't I? And I'm being facetious because at that time that's what I thought.
Right.
But kind words go so far. So when my mom would say that, my grandmother, I'd call my grandmother, and my grandmother would say, "Sweetheart, I'm so glad God gave me to you."
Mm.
And so my grandma and I have this little thing now. My grandmother's 89. I'll say, "Grandmother, I'm so glad God gave me to you." And she'll say, "Sweetheart, I'm so glad God gave you to me." I mean, so all it takes really is somebody who loves you and somebody who says, my grandmother said, before my mom and I were able to work things out between us, "Sweetheart, you'd have to learn how to validate yourself. God does not make any mistakes." That's what my grandmother told me. He doesn't make any. And once we figure that out, then it's okay. So, my grandmother told me, "Sweetheart, God doesn't make you better than anyone, but doggone it, He doesn't make you worse than anyone." I mean, think about that. So that means when you meet, so I don't believe in idol worship. I don't believe in idol worship because everyone is equal. Nobody's better than me. I'm not better than anybody, but nobody's better than me. So when you believe that, if you believe, I know my marriage was abusive. I was almost killed. I was in a domestically abusive relationship for 6 years. And when O.J. Simpson, because I do believe O.J. killed Nicole, but when O.J. Simpson was acquitted of killing Nicole and he got the kids, I knew that if I stayed in my relationship with my ex-husband, he was my then husband, that I would end up dead and he would end up with my child. And I knew that my son would learn how to be an abusive man.
Right.
And I did not want that for my son. So I just thank God that I love my son enough to get us out of that. But before I made the decision to leave, because I just kept getting pulled back, sucked back in because of the cycle of domestic abuse. But I remember the reason I was finally able to get out was because I said, man, I know God's not going to give me more than I can handle. I just knew it. I knew there was going to be some kind of way, no matter how hard it was, that when I got out, He was going to find a way for me. I knew it. I didn't know what it was, but I knew it. Because I had gone to apply for welfare because I was in my second year of law school and I only needed to complete one more year of law school, and I had this job offer waiting for me. And I went down to the welfare office, which was probably the most humiliating thing I had ever done as an adult. And I went down there and filled out these papers. Here I am, an educated woman with a child, and they told me I didn't qualify. I was like, I shouldn't have went in the first place.
Well, you know what? That's kind of like when I went into the welfare office and myself and said, "Can I have some food stamps?" They laughed me out of there and said no.
Yeah, but I didn't have any. I mean, I did not have a job. I was denied. I was told that I didn't qualify because I had this hoopty card that broke down every week. So I'm like in school because my ex-husband played basketball, so I was not working, and I was caring for our child while being raped and all kind of stuff. And don't believe for a minute that your husband can't rape you, because your husband can rape you, just like your boyfriend can rape you.
Right.
But So it was just very hard. And, you know, all the times when I thought about killing myself, all I could say was I would never do to a child what my dad did to me. I mean, my son deserved better than that. So I didn't hear you.
Do you have a book? Are you thinking
You know,
about
people have asked me to write a book like forever.
I mean, we need a book from you. We really, really do.
Somebody, I cannot tell you, if I had $1 for everybody who told me I should write one.
Because you know why? People cannot actually come on a radio or talk in front of a person or anyone to tell the truth about what they've been through because they feel ashamed about it or it's still bothering them. I mean, it takes a long time before you can do that, and that's why, you know, that's why this show is a vessel of communication just for a healing process. But the thing about it is, we need a book because you have so many you have encouragement for all people.
One day, you know what? How's about I'll work on that. I have a very busy life. You know, I'm trying to fight for the common man here in Houston, and that's a hard job. It's a full-time job. And I'm a single mom. My son will be 17 in December, and I support him, go to all his cross-country meets.
I mean, how does your son feel about having a mom that looks 25 years old?
You know, it's interesting because when he was in middle school, all his little friends, you know, told Gio, man, your mama don't look like no mama. That's what I said. And at first he was very self-conscious and, Mommy, why can't you dress like an old lady? And I said, because I'm not old. And but now he's okay with himself, and you know, I'm his mama. That's just my mama. So he's just used to me.
See, a lot of his friends, like you're saying, they would make some comments, and then he's going to get mad and say, hey, you talking about my mom? You know, because a lot of times I've been asked when my son and I go to the mall, you know, hey, is that your girlfriend? And he gets furious, my son, because he's really a tall boy, and so they automatically think that he's older because he's tall.
Oh, but, my son is he's used to me. I mean, he just is. So he's used to me, and my son is actually very proud of me. My son and I were able to save a girl from a burning car about, I guess, maybe a month and a half ago.
I saw it.
It flew off the freeway, and I thought the funniest part of that, I mean, at the time it was not funny, but it ended up being funny as I thought about it because there were a whole bunch of men, and I'm the one who was able to figure out how to get out of the car, and I caught her when we pulled her out of the car, and I'm the one who was running with her. So I thought, there's all these men here, and why is the girl carrying the girl? It was just funny to me. So just thank goodness I'm fit so that I can carry people when they're incapacitated after their car's fallen 100 feet off the freeway. So.
I mean, the application deadline for Houston Survivor Challenge is October the 15th. I mean, you mentioned the website, but is there any other place for someone to go to register?
You download the application off of the website at www.ujanaconleyfoundation.org, and so you can apply over the internet. The event is October 25th. So there will be a vetting process just like on Survivor. We will interview you, and we will pick 20 people to play the game with 20 reality TV people.
In fact, I'm going to be there, and I'm going to cover the story, and then I'm going to invite you back on if you would come back on, and so that we can have fun and talk about it and post some of the pictures. Maybe I can
that would be great. My friends come into town. My reality TV show friends get here on Thursday, October 23rd, and they're leaving on that following Monday because the Survivor Challenge is Saturday. But we will be having fun in Houston, raising awareness for nonprofits that get neglected a lot of times, and actually, quite frankly, providing a distraction in a city that needs some distraction after Ike.